I don't think so. You provide the statistic about because this is the questionnaire, not the students' learning achievement. Yeah.
Thank you.
So what you are going, so this is the mixed method. What method
Oh yes.
do you propose in this
I have to do that.
mixed method? Okay, so mixed method start from quantitative. So what is the quantitative data is, no, this is not the qualitative finding, yeah? So questionnaire is quantitative, not qualitative. The qualitative is the data from interview, yeah?
From questionnaire to be quantitative.
Questionnaire quantitative.
Sorry?
And the qualitative here, this is quantitative.
Yeah, so why here you point 1, point 2? Qualitative. So this is not the qualitative, yeah?
Kung sampai cari bukan
Okay. Okay. So here in qualitative finding, no need for you to make a team. Belum perlu ada tema di situ, ya. But you only propose the result of the questionnaire. So how many number of the questionnaire? No. How many items? 11 item only, right? So that you need to provide in your data all about. No need for you to what is this? In finding session, you only divide your data into questionnaire and then interview result. So later, that's why you know you are in master program. So your discussion not on this 2.5 pages. Yeah. So you need to discuss more about this. Yeah. So you need to find the link from the questionnaire and then the interview. Ya. Itu cari linknya ya. Oke.
Kalau belum dikasih tahu nggak paham, ini pasti dia nggak tahu itu apa yang dikasih
Tidak
tahu.
boleh.
Dia
Itu
nggak paham.
membedakan kalian dengan S1. Saya selalu katakan mahasiswa master jangan sama seperti mahasiswa S1.
Jadi kalau mereka ini kalau dibimbing, langsung kita yang tuliskan contoh. Maksudnya ini contohnya, kalau tidak dikasih tunjuk apa gitu. Saya begitu membimbing mereka ini, tapi kalau dia ini kan tidak datang-datang dibimbing. Makanya
Ya.
kalau cuma kita kasih tahu ini,
Tidak boleh.
cuma tidak paham itu. Kalau paham itu apa yang dibilang Ibu Nursan? Enggak kan? Terus terang saja supaya dikasih tunjuk contoh langsung. Itu mereka ini nggak bisa kau paham tidak? Tidak toh?
Caranya ini makanya itu pada saat Anda memaparkan data, lihat artikel yang bereputasi, lihat caranya dia bagaimana memaparkan data, ya. Kemudian itu banyak sekali artikel yang mixed method, ada data questionnaire dan ada data interview. Bagaimana mereka itu memaparkan? Jadi sebenarnya Anda disuruh mencari artikel bukan cuma untuk dikumpul,
That's right.
itu dilihat menjadi mentormu, ya. Jadi lihat, oh begini caranya memaparkan. Karena dosen kan tidak mungkin harus memeriksa secara detail, oke? Apalagi kalian pakai sarjana.
Begitu sudah saya belajar mereka dulu di state of the art di introduction, sedang baca ini, coba lihat cari dulu gimana. Kalau tidak begitu, tidak ada orang paham. Jadi kalau nanti ini tuh harus baik-baik cari itu contoh artikel yang sama dengan dia punya ini metode.
Oke, tadi Pak Mutan menanyakan ask you about the difference between the respondent and
Informant.
informant. Yeah, because you have two kinds of data. ya kan? From questionnaire, so you label those
Quantitative.
who respond your questionnaire as a respondent, and then the informant those who be able
Give information.
yeah, give you information through the interview. Ya, jadi itu. So you discuss there in method that you have in subject ya. So how many you
Pusing pemutar lihat kau.
tidak dijelaskan di sini. Harusnya sini research subject. Mana? Ada?
Ya, research subject.
Tidak ada di sini. Berapa orang?
Dia pakai populasi barangkali tidak.
Tidak.
Bukan, ya, subject kalau.
Research subject. So how many respondent? And then you explain. So how many responder you did you distribute the online questionnaire or the
Offline.
physical? Online. So how many students did you send your G form?
Student in pharmacy
The
tidak.
chairperson.
No. Oh, for chairperson. Okay. Can you identify how many? Because you just send the questionnaire, the G form to the chairperson, and then you need to ask the chairperson how many students are in the group.
Mari.
Okay, so we imagine that the number of students who receive the G form, it's about you just count how many students are there in each WhatsApp group. Nah itu, jadi respondennya itu sekian. Kamu katakan sekian karena kamu mengirimkan questionnaire di WhatsApp grupnya. Tetapi yang membalas atau memberikan respon hanya 112 ya. Oke, so that's why you use convenience sample. Ya, jadi tetap ada cara pengambilan sampel. Tetap di sini you tidak jelaskan, padahal saya sudah jelaskan waktu bimbingan. Jadi teknik pengambilan sampel itu adalah convenience sample teknik karena siapa saja yang bersedia mengisi form, ya, so they are your respondents. And then from 112, only how many students did you interview?
6.
Only 6, okay? But from one, are they from the one who answered the interview, the questionnaire? Nah itu dari yang menjawab itu ya, oke. So then you explain your method. Method ini kalau saya lihat metodemu yang dari seminar proposal ini jadi berubah-ubah. Harusnya itu mengalami perubahan ya. Karena di metode itu langkah-langkahmu lalu melakukan penelitian. Jadi ada perubahan di situ ya. Okay, not only explaining here, you explain about the respondent, your respondent and informant in research subject. Di situ tidak ada kan? Ada enggak? 24 ada enggak di situ? Berapa orang disebutkan? Ada enggak? Nah itu kan enggak ada. Memang ini kayaknya tidak dirubah ini. Yang dari proposal. Soalnya aku lama, baru datang sudah langsung mau seminar.
Saya juga tidak tahu kalau ini melihat ini mahasiswa. Saya pikir anak
Satu, iya.
Okay, so ya. And then
Well, thank you very much. I am Professor Sriyati Usman, and good morning, everyone. Well, congratulations, Miratu Dunaya, for having completed the first draft of your research findings. First of all, I would say that the topic is interesting and it's up to date. It contains novelty that should be found in research studies. Novelty. You use ChatGPT, digital technology. Well, first of all, let's have a look at your. Since this is seminar, so you are all supposed to provide feedbacks and suggestions or recommendations. Regarding the abstract, well, you don't need to include academic degrees of your supervisors. Just use their full names without academic degree, just full name. And then the abstract should be written in one paragraph. So do not separate the paragraph. Combine into one paragraph. Do not use paragraph in the abstract. Well, yeah, just follow the guidebook, academic writing. Well, go on. Have a look at your research question. The research question should be written in single space line. You've got 2 research questions, and I would suggest to use correlation instead of relationship. Yeah, I found in the other pages you use correlation, the jargon. It's not relationship. Relationship refers to the relations among people. No, correlation should be used in this regard. So what are the correlation between student attitude toward ChatGPT and their English grades? Next, so technique of data analysis, correlation. That's why you wrote here, technique of data analysis. Quantitative data were analyzed through statistical analysis, especially correlation analysis you wrote. Assisted by Statistical Package for Social Science. It stands for SPSS, stands for Statistical Package for Social Science, 25%. How many respondents? You should differentiate between, you've got subjects in qualitative approach. We have subject, not samples. You've got informants and respondents. So how many respondents? Sorry? Too many respondents, yeah? Okay, 112 respondents. And then how many informants? Sorry? Informants, those who are interviewed by researcher. 6. Too many. Too many respondents, too many. In qualitative research, we don't need to have more subjects, or because it's in-depth and rich data. It's different from quantitative approach. You must have many respondents or samples. Yeah. Next, you wrote here, students, the questionnaires aims to assess students' attitudes across 3 dimensions: cognitive, affective, and cognitive. What do you mean? You wrote twice cognitive. Cognitive dimensions, cognitive, affective, and psychomotoric. You repeat cognitive. Could be, psychomotoric. And then in the interview, you use interview. Did you use Bahasa Indonesia? That's okay, accept it. But the interview transcript must be verbatim. Do you know verbatim? In the past we have a Profidis, and the content of Profidis must be verbatim. Verbatim, no change. like as it is, no change. When people after interview someone or few interviewees, when they speak up, they answer your questions, and then you make transcript, and the transcript must be verbatim, no change. Yeah? But the problem when it comes to the translation version, you must translate it carefully, or otherwise there will be misinformation or even disinformation. And then you've got bar chart like this. The bar chart, you need to name the vertical axis and then horizontal axis. Yeah? What's the name of vertical axis? For example, percentage, maybe percentage, and then horizontal axis, categories. You wrote or name the axis. Vertical axis, percentage, and the horizontal axis, category. Yeah? Okay, next. I just wonder why you didn't use uniform coding of the informants. You should have coded the informants with 4 digits. For example, students. How many students? Sorry, informants. 6 students. Right there, using digital, not using the abbreviation of their name, no. So, for example, student 1, SS01, SS02, SS03, that's 4 digits. Not their name, for example, Mostar, MTF, and should be parallel. If there are 4 digits, all are 4 digits. You've got LDY, and then, so not parallel, RT2. What does it mean? RT2, RT3, BN, no parallel, 2 digits, 3 digits, using numerical number. And so use coding, 4 digits coding, SSO1, SSO2, up to SSO6. And you need to have separate section on informant profile. Write informant profile. There are 6 students as informants, and you use 4 digits of informants using coding and numbers. Student number 1, SSO1, student, and so forth. Okay, go on. Next, have a look at your table 4.2, outline how ChatGPT. Yeah. As far as I'm concerned, ChatGPT, when you write by relying on ChatGPT, we can write fast and relatively easy. Yeah. But what we have from ChatGPT, only the pointers and a short, a brief narration. And writer are supposed to elaborate narration based on the brief pointers. And you can use paraphrase to avoid plagiarism, or otherwise you are involved in plagiarism case. Next, go on. Well, I think the citation or quotation of interview transcript or the theme should be written in not in italic but write using margin and then single space line and use margin. You don't need to have italic letters.
But you can check one.
Yeah, just follow the, and then discussion. I found Fishbane and Jason. You have citation of Fishbane and Eisen, and the article or book, I don't know, was published in 1975. Too old. You should have, you should have 10 or 5 years, the most recent. 5 or 10 years. Not too old, 1975 too old. There are lots of articles or books that can be used as reference, that most recent publication, not all publication. Okay, your conclusion. When you write the result or the findings and then use verb like so, do not use past tense. You must use simple present all of the time when you indicate the findings or blah 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 or the result, so not past tense, because it's always so. When you collect the data, it indicates it refers to the past situation, but when you have the result and the findings, it's always in simple present. Until now, it doesn't change. So it's always in simple present. That's according to academic writing. And then you need to fix some tidy up, kasi rapi, your reference. Tidy it up or fix it. It's untidy, tidak rapi. Check your reference and the reference list that is untidy, fix it, make it tidy. Well, that's it. Prof?
Very much, Bapak Carlos and PhD for your presentation. Question, hopefully, Ratu Bimala has jot down everything items that is for you to provide questions and comments.
Nah, dua leh.
Aduh.